Well, hello, it's your Lord High Admiral Eric here of Gmodism, and we're going to check some Army of Gmodism submissions, namely the bombers, in our little trials. So let's just dive into it and look at the fourth and last of the survivability challenges, which I think will be very cool. Alright, so here we are. And we are going to continue with the Scuvimations Army of Gmodism B1 3-wall. So the first two submissions will be Scuvimations. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Just gonna make sure that I didn't spawn in the share. Good. Then we can start in with spawning in the Horror, which is the ship we're testing it against. It's technically a ship, but it's a mecha thing. So, very nice. The laser is lasing there. We are having a pretty fat and slow design here. So we're gonna get hit by probably anything the Horror throws at us, but we're pretty thick and strong as well. So I don't really think we will be having too much trouble with these lasers. The only thing that could cause some issues if we have some EMP susceptibility, and those EMP missiles will kind of mess it up for us. Who knows? In any case, I want to say, oh, bam, that's a good hit. But we're looking at the survivability, of course. I just want to say huge thanks to the commissioned officers in the Army of Gmodism who are supporting the channel every month. Admiral Scubarox, Commodore Owen, and our lieutenants Anto, Cravey, Parvag Reed, and Vincent Veritas. Also, big thanks to our cadets. If you're a cadet, you can have a lot of benefits too for $1 a month. So we have a bunch of cadets. I think like 5. So that's super cool. In any case, you can also join the Army of Gmodism by self-assigning Matro's 3rd class if you want to be a regular enlisted in the Army of Gmodism. Very nice. So we are surviving this laser pretty good so far. I do think we are going to reach the 3-minute mark without much damage for the 3-wall actually, but we'll see, we'll see. Results have surprised me before as well. One thing that you also should be very aware of is that you can join the channel down below. If you want to join the channel, you get early access to the videos when I release them, which is pretty nice too. Yes, let's see here. Okay, I almost thought we got EMP dead or whatever, but it seems that the firepower of the 3-wall just takes out the Horror so fast, we kinda don't have to worry to get shot much at all. You know what we're gonna do? We're going to do this all over again, just to check if it was just lucky or if this is the standard performance the 3-wall will deliver against the Horror. Yeah, we just have so thick armor here, so I think Scuvimations did a pretty good job. And I will be surprised if this doesn't end up with a 5 out of 5 in survivability. Now we got some misses there, we got EMP. And we seem to be pretty protected enough against EMP here. That's some good work there. And it seems we're able to take this thing out. Look, it's burning! The fuel engine and the fuel storages has been fried very much fried. Alright. Yeah, okay. That just so quick. Yeah, very nice. Good job. Super good job, Scuvimation. That's a 5 out of 5. Let's check out your second submission and see what that holds in its bay or whatever. This is of course one of my favorite designs. The Pigeon. It's notoriously not very good, But it's pretty meaty, so I wonder if it will get some decent survivability score anyways. I know Scubimation gets very sad when this thing gets any type of point. But we'll see. It's full of wood, so maybe it just burns down if the laser hits the wooden parts at any point. I'm actually suspecting it will have some pretty decent survivability. Oh, look at that. The front has started to burn. This will be very interesting. Since it's moving with a speed as well, the fire is... I think it like burns faster. Not 100% sure actually. Does it burn faster, or does it just add like magic oxidizer, or does it just add intensity? I have to check that up. But you can see it doesn't burn very far or long. Sad the AoG decals are gone though, but if this design wins, Scubimation will have the ability to fix that. Not that I think that it will win this challenge, dependent on the scores it has gotten so far, but you never know. Maybe it just excels in the later challenges. It looks splendid though, but it doesn't burn as much as I would have hoped. I scratched that. As much as I would have expected. It's only been like 1.5 minutes, but not too much is happening. But oh, look at that. We have a fire in the back of it. Oh lord, it's burning. New fires all over the place. Oh man, it just gets hit by anything the horror throws at it. It's just too slow and cumbersome. It's dead. It hasn't even been 3 minutes. It took some time for it to die, so it's not 0, but we're gonna relaunch this battle and see if we have any different results. There we go, second time around. Laser is targeting some wooden blocks there. That will result in a fire. Oh yeah, it's caught on fire already. So we're gonna see with the fire update how much this impact, because remember, like, wood is like only one material per cubic meter, and it got a little health buff too with the fire update, so it's not completely useless. But I don't know if wood has been nerfed due to the fire update. You would assume so, but with the health being buffed too, I'm not too sure that's actually the case. Well, so far it doesn't seem that this thing does perform much better than last time. It's in case it's able to take out the horror before it deals too much damage. That can happen too. Oh man, just like all the missiles almost hit. Not even the game thinks this is a exciting battle. It just knows the outcome, so it doesn't play that stressful battle music much. Well, it can clearly take a pretty big beating due to it have like a full layer of metal beneath it. But it can take a lot, and that fire is burning and it's too slow, all the missiles are hitting. So while it takes some time to grind it down, it's basically just going to die. It's dead in the sky. Dead in the sky, not dead in the water. Did you hear me there? I'm so intelligent. This is 1 point, because it takes some time to kill it, but it's basically, yeah. I'm kind of surprised though that those anti-missile guns actually shoot down a substantial amount of those incoming quick missiles. I think that's pretty cool. Well, are we trying to ram him? No! Well, that would have been a fun thing. Well, fun it was, but 1 point it also was. Now we're gonna look at American's plane. So we are going to spawn in the horror here and see how Americans' AoG bomber is faring in this little challenge. Man, I do think this will be pretty weak against lasers, but I'm not sure. Since it has a lot of rubber and wing parts, the laser should ignite this thing, and I would suspect this thing is just gonna burn down. We're gonna see though, maybe it just evades so quickly it will never get hit. That's possible too. Sneakily firing some missiles there. Those lasers doesn't hit very much, do they? And at this distance they don't seem to be able to destroy a block, so there is no way it actually causes a fire. That is quite the thing. I wouldn't have expected it. It seems to be surviving pretty well, actually. All right. I'm just waiting for the laser to hit, and it doesn't happen. Well, that's a good job. American is doing a good job at making this thing not die. Oh, now we got hit by some missiles, didn't we? Repair bots are out. I just love that these steering fins in the back doesn't get set on fire though. Oh, are the diff guns finally gonna get its... No. It is dealing some damage though. Look at that. The horror is looking very, very sad. Oh my god. That's a good point. Let's see if that was just luck or if this is the performance we can expect from American's AoG bomber. Here we go again. Laser is popping in there. We are destroying blocks here, but it doesn't set things on fire. It seems to have a plick panels all over the place. Oh, we got hit by some EMP. Is it protected against EMP? Wow, that's nice. It's a pretty compact and small design. Getting hit by an EMP missile for a compact, light, fast design is usually the end of the story. And then we can talk about dead in the water and not dead in the sky. It's not funny, Gmodism. Your humor is lame. Anyways, the diff guns seem to have some troubles actually firing this time around. I wonder if the EMP possibly damaged the local weapon controller controlling the diff guns. That's possible too. Now we get some missiles popping in there, but they turn somewhere else. But I am a little bit surprised that we haven't seen... Oh! We haven't seen a fire on it yet. But now we can see a fire has been started here in the rubber, which is very flammable, but it actually put out itself, so that is kind of surprising actually. And now the horror is getting great chances of lacing this thing, but it doesn't do enough damage. It has more health than you might expect, this AoG bomber. Very impressive indeed. Well, it seems to be pretty well adapted for this. Since the placement of the rubber is as it is. Oh, the diff guns do work. Anyways, it doesn't really like spread too far. And it has some repairability, so it's not really a problem actually. That means American gets 5 out of 5 for this little sub challenge. Good job! We're gonna move on to the cringe first submission. And I always have to check this. This is the MB4. The names on them are kinda ish similar, so I just mix them up all the time. Alright, so the MB4. Let's go. The laser is lasing here. Our little gun is gunning, and We have some wooden parts. No, we don't have some wooden parts. This is just metal. The bombing little bay is opening up, and the bombs are falling down like that, which the LAM system is trying to deal with. Alright. The missiles? Oh, we are getting pretty hit by the missiles there, are we not? But so far it seems it does a decent job at staying alive, actually. This bombing bay is probably a good addition, since a lot of the other designs had its missile units destroyed. But this only opens up when we have bombs, so a stray laser shot won't damage or kill one of the bombs at all. So that's actually pretty impressive. However, we have lost one engine and one propeller. I'm actually a little bit surprised we can fly decently well, but that is thanks to the jets here. Man, that's something I should have seen, or for the... Man, that's a... Wow. Cringe! This is extra points. Can we just take a moment and appreciate on the right wing we have the jets, they are fully active, and on the left wing we have the propeller still alive. This means that it can provide like even thrust even if one of the propellers has been taken. I wonder if this is actually calculated and thought out to be the case, because this is genius. You can see it still has air superiority and maneuver in the sky. That is pretty cool. Yeah, this little bombing flap lucka in English is anyways protecting the missiles, and we have a little backup system being able to use just jets here to even it out. That's absolutely fantastic, and it was even able to take it out and survive 3 minutes. So, Cringe's MB4 definitely gets 5 out of 5 in case it does the same thing the next time we check it, which is now. Spawn one, a new one. Let's see what we're doing this time around. Wow, yeah, that's a good detail. Got hit by some EMP, but seems we are decently safe against EMP. So that's nice. Alright. Oh! We got pretty darn damaged there. Damn, that didn't take too long. Oh man! It's too slow, so it gets damaged. Oh wow. So if we just repair this a little bit quickly to be nice, we're gonna see if it takes itself out of the water. It does. But man, that was so unfortunate. It was almost getting a 5 out of 5, but with that fail, we just died pretty quickly there. That's like more 2, 3 out of 5. So together that would probably amount to a 3 out of 5 score, but due to the engine backup, that we can actually have another engine to even out the propulsion and still keep it alive even though our propeller is dead, gives us an extra point. So I will put Cringe's first submission to a score of 4 instead of 3, just because I like that a little bit. A lot, actually. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the other submission Cringe comes with. No, it died again. But it was pretty close to the enemy, so it of course was able to deal more damage than if we have respawned them in the third round. So, and I really like that backup thing with the propellers. That was so cool. This thing, however, looks a lot cooler. I like it has like hidden jet engines inside of there. When you hide jet engines like this, it looks like you don't want to have jet engines actually. And If you don't really want jet engines, stand still. I would like probably go in here and just say, like, uncheck this thing. Like that. So it kind of looks like it's only a propeller. You don't see that plumes. Anyways, we're gonna test this thing against the horror. So let's spawn it in and see what is happening. Let's see here. This is something with 5, I think. Missiles popping in. All right. Oh. Dealing some decent damage there. Is this MB5 possibly? Yes, this is the MB5. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, it seems to deal a lot of damage to the horror, so we're disabling that way. Man, that's some efficient firepower. What happened? Well, I guess we'll have to check if this is just luck, because now the MB5 is performing a 5 out of 5 the first round here. Disabling the enemy as quick as that, but it could have been luck too, so let's just check this out again. Alright, second round incoming here. We're keeping a pretty high speed and pretty far distance, so the laser doesn't cause too much trouble. That was a good evasion of the missiles too. Cringe has gotten a pretty cool shaping on this design. I really like this one. And we're trying to spiral a little bit to cause some more damage. We're really maneuvering away from these lasers. That's a pretty good job. And no. Lasers are popping in again. And now I don't know where they're aiming. I don't know what's happening. Wonder if this thing is loaded with some EMP and we just sniped the detection or whatever, because this is just... yeah, the laser just doesn't work right now. Now we have maneuvered to space though. I'm wondering what's happening. And now the laser does hit. This is weird. I'm almost suspecting that our control surfaces are damaged or something. I think we'll need to look at this a third time, because now we're just basically out of control. We're like doing some damage, but it's obvious we have trouble controlling this unit. Alright, here we go. MB5 coming at it again. No. We got EMP'd a little bit there. Seems like one thumb thing got taken out. The laser seems to have trouble hitting us this time too. No. Somewhat. And we are maneuvering a little higher again, but seems like we're surviving pretty well so far. I don't know if it's damaged or something, but it's just circling around up here, like never getting hit. We've been here for like a minute. Well, we're scoring pretty high in survivability, I'll give it that. So, yeah. We aren't getting hit by those lasers very often at all. All things considered, I think this is indeed a 5 out of 5. It has a pretty good score there. It just survives. It just isn't too damaged by the lasers, and it's definitely never hit by those missiles very often. And if it was hit by those EMP, it didn't do much damage either. That's great. So we're gonna move on to the last contestant, which is our Captain Y, or MIA Captain Y. Unfortunately, a lot of the decals which this was decorated with is gone, like the ominous face down there. But that is because, again, as I said, the issues with using Discord as a image hosting server, that doesn't work anymore. Anyways, we're gonna see what our MIA Captain Wise design can survive the horror here. So we're gonna pop in the horror here. And the 409 doesn't have too much firepower, but I do suspect it has a decent amount of bulk. And it's possible too that a lot is just mimics actually. And we're gonna see that on how the fires are spreading, if they are. Because, of course, now we have fire in this game, which means that it can cause some trouble to some of the bombers. Oh my god. No, the missiles just turned away. Well, as said, we don't know how much is mimics on this thing, so it's a little bit interesting to see if it's gonna cause fires here and there or really not. Using these, what is it called? Applique blocks, as we can see here, as kind of decorations. Just looks so cool. Alright. We have a mix of alloy and metal on it. And some of those missiles are indeed hitting it, but it's been more than a minute without much damage. The laser is getting a damage streak here, and here we could see some EMP damage creeping in. Oh no. Oh no. 409 down. Oh, are we doing like the fly fish I built before, like a diving maneuver? And that's a great way to put out any potential fires. I'll give it that. Indeed, okay. Finally, it tries to deal some damage too. But it's slowly getting, slowly but surely eaten up by this laser. I'm gonna see if it causes functional issues, because I feel like these diving into the water is a new behavior. And we are ascending, and oh yes, normal plane behavior. I'll be very scared if an airliner I'm aboard tried to do something like that. Also probably very dead if it tries to do something like that. Planes are not supposed to dive, except the fly fish. That's supposed to dive, which is already in the second chapter fleet. Well, it's been 3 minutes and it has done a okay job at ish staying alive, except kinda now. It's kinda dead. This ain't too good. So it kinda doesn't survive 3 minutes. Right, so we're gonna rerun this battle and see if we get any different results. Look at that. Fire. Alright, let's test this again. And I'll need to restart the timer. There we go. And there we can see, okay, laser is trying to target it. It's moving pretty slowly but surely, so the laser is doing a pretty scary job. It's just blasting, every time it hits, it just blasts something out. It's a little bit worrying, and those missiles, they hit too. It does, however, take a very long time to beat the B409 down to any type of non-functional mode. So it's absolutely not useless on survivability. It has pretty decent survivability. It has some serious trouble at dealing damage, however. It doesn't deal damage very much. That's really not something we're measuring in this time, but if the plane is able to deal damage to the horror so that it can't damage it anymore, well, that's a good work too. That's how Adnecrius could get really high scores too, I believe I remember correctly. Not totally sure, but that's definitely how the invader got that high score. Well, it's crashing down here again, and it took kind of 2 minutes this time. So I will say that it takes a long time to beat this thing down to submission, but it's consequently does that. Which means that the score of this thing's survivability isn't great. I think what ends up at... Or it is good, but it's not great. Like, it does survive for a pretty long time, but the end score ends up being 4 and not 3. Because, after all, it took kind of 3 minutes. Well, it kind of succeeded the first time around. It beat the 3-minute mark, but just barely. And now this time, it's at 2.5 minutes before it crashed down in the water. So it does survive kind of long, but it's definitely not a 5 out of 5. So I'll give it a score in the endpoint. And there we have it. That is the survivability. We have done 4 parts of the survivability, and we're gonna continue next time with checking flights, where many of the ships together will fight a specific craft. So that's gonna be very fun indeed. And after that, we're gonna test it with a squadron, so even more of them, and it's gonna be pretty cool, I think. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, you need to leave a like on this video, and you should definitely subscribe if you haven't already. If you want early access to some of the videos, join the channel and be a member of the Ecclesiarchy of Gmodism. And if you want to be a member of the commissioned officers in the Army of Gmodism, Patreon is your friend. Otherwise, just self-assign Matros 3rd class in the Discord, and you are enlisted in the Army of Gmodism as a regular soldier and can participate in the... well, this thing's Season 2. AoG Trials Season 2. This is Season 1, which has been drawn out a little bit in time. But whatever, we're back, which is good. This is your Lord High Admiral Eric, and we are very much signing out.